The following feature presentation is part of the AllForSciFi podcast network.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
If you only knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father.
I'll be back.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It's a trap! The needs of the many outweigh
The needs of the few.
for the one.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Live long. Prosper.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Bye-bye, boys!
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
Goodbye.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Stop saying that!
I see dead people.
So what?
I'm rude.
You said that.
Why so serious?
I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute!
What I do is not up to you.
Chewie. We're home.
I'm one with the Force, the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 4th of July AllForSciFi podcast. I'm your host, Eric Walker, and sitting behind me is...
It's Captain Rickster.
Yeah, and if you're joining us, it's our 4th of July weekend. Today is July 6th, and we're broadcasting live from Woodland Hills, California. So welcome all.
Yes, very welcome.
Today we have a lot to cover. We're gonna be talking about Spiderman: Far From Home.
Oh, another good movie.
Yes, so Captain Rickster and I went and saw Far From Home. A little bit later in the podcast, it's not right now, but when we do discuss it, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man, and there's going to be spoilers. So if you don't like the spoilers, then I don't know what to tell you. We're not going to let's not cry because everybody's going to spoil a movie.
That's true, huh?
Wow. Don't you remember when they had real review shows like at the movies with Siskel and Ebert?
I remember them, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Those critics sometimes were so wrong about a movie you go see, it's actually better what they say.
It was their opinion.
Yeah,
so
they had an
there
opinion,
you go.
It didn't work halfway.
Yeah, you know what they say about opinions, though, right?
Yeah, everybody has one.
We sure do, don't we? You're funny today, in a rare mood.
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm in a rare mood.
So Captain Rickster is excited. So we're going to talk about Spider-Man: Far From Home. We're going to go over this week's latest sci-fi news. We got some announcements to make as well.
Sure.
Let's stay cool and drink a lot of this type of Coca-Cola while we're at it.
The grenade.
With
Coca-Cola.
the bomb, the thermal detonator. This is from Galaxy's Edge. Drink lots of Coke from here with this airbrush. It's called Aerobrush or something.
Aerobrush, I think, yeah.
Probably not pronouncing it correctly. Someone will obviously correct me.
Oh, as usual.
And that's okay. Let's go ahead and talk about what happened this week in sci-fi news. So here we go, this week's sci-fi news. Variety is reporting that Aladdin is now about to cross the $900 million mark.
Ooh, that's good.
So congratulations to Will Smith and
yeah.
Aladdin. You guys did a great movie. We enjoyed the movie as well.
Yes, we did.
So congratulations to everybody there at Disney and Will Smith as well. So hopefully they'll make some more Aladdins and, expand it a little bit. Not just do the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, let's hope not, yes.
Which is what we've been talking about, how things have been over and over the same sort of thing.
Especially this year so far, yes.
Also
It's
still,
really bad.
yeah, it has been bad this year. Also still on Disney news, well, everybody heard the big announcement that Halle Bailey is going to play Ariel.
Oh, cool.
But just recently, in the last day or so, they also announced that Idris Elba is going to play King Triton. So that's some very latest news here.
Really.
So I think he would be a good King Triton. So Disney, what I like about Disney is you guys are doing it right. You guys are colorblind. It doesn't matter. I know everybody expects Ariel to have red hair and be a certain type, but thank you, Disney, for breaking the stereotypes. You're doing it again. You did it with Spider-Man Far From Home, which we're going to talk about here.
Yes, they did that too, yes.
With MJ, so it's definitely a different type of Mary Jane. Going back to the sci-fi news, just in the last week or so, J.K. Rowling announced that she is coming up with 4 new Harry Potter books.
Yes, that should be really good.
One of them actually got released already. This news is actually a couple weeks old. So,
yeah.
But I did want to announce it because I'm a big Harry Potter fan. But the first book, A Journey Through Charms and Defense of the Dark Arts, is online right now. You could get it at Amazon or everywhere. So
yes.
She also has a Harry Potter A Journey Through Deviation Astronomy, Harry Potter A Journey Through Carrying Magical Creatures, and I understand they're getting ready to do some more Fantastic Beasts movies.
Yes, that's what I hear, yes. I was reading about it today.
Excited about that. I don't like to report on bad news, but some things have been going on. A lot of rumblings have been going on in the Star Wars universe.
Oh, really?
And we're talking about the toy revenue.
Oh, okay.
The toy revenue in the Star Wars universe Hasbro has really been taking a big hit. And I think it might be the fans lashing out a little bit. Maybe they're not making the type of toys that they want. So I would encourage Hasbro to go back and look at making toys that we want, us as fans want. And maybe that might be a little bit of the issue. I know that when George Lucas was running everything before he sold it to Disney, even when there weren't movies coming out, there was steady growth in the Star Wars toys market. Even in Hasbro was getting this bump every Christmas during the holidays. They were doing well. I don't know. I'd like to ask some of the Facebook friends out there, what do you think about all the toy lines that are coming out, the new toy lines for Hasbro? Are you happy with the job they're doing? Is there a reason why there's been a slow decline with this? It's they said it's been declining since The Last Jedi. So,
really?
Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe the fans of Star Wars should probably maybe write letters to Hasbro for the type characters they want.
Yeah, I just think maybe we just don't need another X-wing pilot in an orange suit that's not named.
Yeah, really, huh?
Yeah, and let's create some more. Let's create some more characters.
Yeah,
I think
that would be good.
Yeah. And Josh Hale on Facebook says, well, they might want to take heed from Mattel. Also not using us as financiers. That's a good point. That's
true,
a good point.
Very good point. Yeah.
Hasbro, you got some work to do on your toy lines, and I encourage you because you've done some great stuff in the past, and I'm hoping that this data will turn itself around for sure. Anyway, I want to get off that. I don't like talking about that kind of stuff. We do have a Star Wars movie coming out at the end of the year, so we'll see what they do with that, with the Rise of Skywalker coming up. Yeah, so that's basic. There wasn't that much going on in sci-fi news because this week was the 4th of July, so there's not a lot going on around this time of the year.
Easter sci-fi is not much.
Yeah, well, we do. We could talk also about the sci-fi movies that are still coming up. We just saw Spider-Man: Far From Home today,
right.
And actually, Netflix just on July 4th, just the other day.
Oh yes, they did.
Stranger Things. Season 3 came out. So I don't know if anybody's already seen that. I haven't seen it, but I hear it's pretty good. I hear Stranger Things they did a really good job with this season. Also, I Am Mother is new on Netflix.
Yep.
You guys might want to check that out. Iron Sky is coming out July 19th. Ad Astra is coming out in September. Then we got Gemini Man, October 11th. Terminator Dark Fate, November 1st. And then, which we already mentioned, The Rise of Skywalker is coming out December 20th.
Right.
So a little bit of that's coming on in sci-fi news. We're going to go ahead and start talking more about Spider-Man Far From Home with everybody out there. But before we do that, I had a chance to go to Galaxy's Edge again. I went back to Batuu and the Black Spire Outpost. As you could see, I have my Black Spire Outpost hat on. So,
if people don't know, the oldest animator for Walt Disney had just passed away a couple of days ago. I can't remember his name, but he was 105 years old.
Wow.
He was one of the original artists, along with Mr. Walt Disney, who also made the movie stills
right
for the Mickey Mouse.
Right.
And so, yeah, he was 105 when he just passed away a few days ago, I would say.
Oh, well, God bless him and his family.
Yeah,
it's
really.
always sad to hear when a Star Wars animator moves on. But
That's
105 true. Is a great life.
Yeah, he lived a great life, all right.
Yeah, that's for sure. As I was saying, I had a chance to go back to Batuu and the Black Spire Outpost, and wouldn't you know it, when I was there, guess what happened?
Yeah, really.
Guess what happened, Captain Rickster?
Oh, he got a lot of new stuff.
No, not that.
Oh, he enjoyed himself. Well, he and his wife went this time, so instead of
that
friends.
is still not it.
Oh, what is it then? Oh, he got a new lightsaber.
No,
oh.
that's still not it.
Oh,
when I went
right here.
there, well, no, it's still not it.
Still not it.
I don't want to keep the suspense going, but there was an earthquake.
Oh, yeah, we had an earthquake here, yes.
So when I was out at Galaxy's Edge, they had an earthquake. And then we had another one yesterday, an even bigger one, which they're calling, so the one that I witnessed at the Black Spire Outpost in Galaxy's Edge was a foreshock.
Right.
Wasn't really the first earthquake, but then we had another really big one
last night
when I was listening to Order 66 Toys. They had their first year anniversary.
Yep.
So I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey and Josh and everybody there at and Robbie as well. I want to say hi to everybody at Order 66 and the Star Wars community. I love you guys. I'm happy and proud to be a part of this community now.
Oh, yes.
I want to say happy anniversary to everybody there. Last night's show was great. I think I got too many things, but it was a great first year. So shout out to everybody at Order 66 Toys. Congratulations on it was their first year anniversary of their live show.
Good.
So, and that was just great. So congratulations to everybody out there. And while we were doing their live show on our anniversary, I'm typing in, we're having an earthquake.
Yeah.
I probably scared a lot of people, but sorry about that, guys. But anyway, that's what happened when we were at Black Spire Outpost. And when I was walking around, I thought I got sick, and I thought I felt dizzy, like I was going to pass out. And then I heard there was an earthquake. It was weird because I didn't feel any shaking.
Well, actually, this was not a shaker. This was a roller.
Well, no, the one last night was, but the first one. The one I was at Black Spire Outpost. That one, I didn't roll or shake or do anything. I just kind of felt dizzy, like something was wrong with me.
Right.
Maybe because I was at Disneyland, they do something to the ground.
Could be. Maybe
so I didn't feel the shaking.
Feel the shaking, yeah. But I was in my car when I felt this one.
You're talking about last night. And last night we had a 7-pointer, and they're saying that this might be a string of earthquakes we're going to have
for a little bit.
For a little bit, so we might want to get prepared. But they don't think it's going to be the big one. So we're okay, everybody here in California. Say, yay, we're still broadcasting.
We're not going to fall off in the ocean yet.
But back to what Captain Rickster was talking about. And yes, I did get some new toys.
Yes, he did. Some beautiful new toys.
Here's my new one.
Yep.
This is Darth Maul's lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to get you. Captain Rickster.
Goes my head.
So now we can fight each other. I actually, when I didn't check this, so here's some advice to everybody. I did not check the box. This is not the lightsaber I wanted. I asked them for the Asajj Ventress lightsaber, and they gave me Darth Maul. But I'm digging this one though. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Still, anyway.
Kind of cool, yeah.
So, a word of advice, everybody. Look inside the box and make sure they give you the right lightsaber over at Doc Ondar's, because they gave me the wrong one, and I guess I'm going to probably end up keeping it. but I wanted the Sage Ventress one. But now Captain Rickster and I can. Here, Captain Rickster.
Oh, yes.
He's got Darth Maul now, and I got mine.
That's right.
So now we can have
fights.
Bam, bam. Ooh, it went yellow. Bam, bam, bam.
Bam.
So, that was fun. Okay, so prompt 2 lightsaber battle right here on All4Sci-Fi. That's what you get when you come here to us.
That's right. You got that part right.
So we went to Galaxy's Edge, and
I want to challenge Jeff next time.
Hey, Jeff, if you're still there, Captain Rickster wants to challenge you to a lightsaber duel.
That's right. Next time we come over there, we're going to have a lightsaber duel.
Yeah, over at Order 66 in Dallas?
That's definitely true. We got to go there again.
So, yeah, and my wife, my lovely, beautiful, sweetie wife, and I don't want to steal that belongs to somebody else, but my wonderful wife got our other child here. Now we have a girl. So we got a BB unit, and her name is going to be named after my wife, so it's going to be BBNT. That's her name, BBNT, which is Neutran, which is my wife's name. So a BBNT is the sister of R2MT, which is her brother, and he's up over here somewhere hanging. So on the wall, actually on a shelf. So I ain't going to bring him down.
He's shy today.
He's shy. But I got a lot of really neat things, and I found out, so I can give you guys some information too about, they're still out of just about everything. And now you can't, the only thing you could still get the Kyber crystals, but they only have red and they only have blue.
That's not good.
And you could only get them if you buy one of the holocrons, either the Sith or the Jedi holocron. So you could only get them that way, which isn't good.
Not good either. No.
So I was able to get, and I know Virginia asked me this, I was able to get the red Kyber crystal. So now I have a red one, and I got a blue one before, but I'm still missing the yellow, the white, and the green one. And I do not want to I do not want to go on eBay and pay the slavers money that they want for those, because it's just outrageous, some of those prices on eBay. But I was able to get some really other neat things, like I got the Sith holocron.
We are Sith.
Cool. There's the Sith.
Do you know who I am?
No, I don't know who you are.
The Sith killed each other, victims of their own greed. But from the ashes of destruction, I was the last survivor. I chose to pass my knowledge on to only one. I created a legacy so resilient that now you come before me. Have you come to be my apprentice?
Ooh, he's got a little laugh like the Emperor. Do you want to be his apprentice, Captain Rickster?
No.
You don't think so? You're not dark side?
I'm not that evil yet.
Anyway, this is a really cool, if you see here, the Sith one. And if we know who you are. You don't need to repeat it. Yeah. If you turn down the lights, it's really cool. It lights up. So this is the Sith one. And because I got this one, I was able to get the red Kyber crystal. And as I said earlier, in case you're just joining us, I still am missing the yellow, the green, and the white. And I also got the Jedi holocron. Oops.
Oh, don't break it.
Don't break it. And here's the Jedi holocron. Isn't that cool, the Jedi one?
Oh, yes, it is.
And because I got the Jedi one, the default setting is Obi-Wan Kenobi. But what's cool about the Jedi one is when you put other Kyber crystals, it becomes different characters. I had put in the blue one in earlier. Let me see if it's still in here. Here we are with the Jedi holocron. Okay, so this is with this is the Jedi holocron, and this one has, when you don't have a Kyber crystal in it, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. But here it is.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen, with the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. that time has passed.
Ooh.
And our future is uncertain.
That's true.
It is uncertain.
We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge.
Yes,
May
it
the
will.
Force be with you,
Yes, it
always.
Amen. I think that was it. Hold on. Okay, so when you put the Kyber crystal in, see, it has this little pocket here. Hold on. Where's it at? If this comes out, it's hard to, I'm not used to, there, see, you could put the Kyber crystal, which is right here. I have a blue one. I'm going to put the blue one in now. You put the blue one in, and then close it. So it acknowledges you got a blue Kyber crystal, and then this is different. The blue one is, see if you guys know who it is.
I've seen this raw strength only once before.
Who is it?
I will teach you the ways of the Jedi.
Yep, you got it, Captain Rickster. Good for you.
Thank you.
He was a Jedi Master who was responsible for the training and creation of Darth Vader.
Yeah, hey, good point, huh?
Yes, it was.
What do you know about the Force?
Absolutely nothing.
Ain't that the truth?
I will not be the last Jedi.
Oh, I guess he's not going to be the last Jedi.
That's good.
Balance. Powerful light, powerful darkness.
This one
I will teach you the ways of the Jedi.
This one has more.
Yes, it does.
Now that they're extinct, the Jedi are romanticized, deified. If you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, the legacy of the Jedi is failure, hypocrisy, hubris.
Ah, he's a poet and didn't know it.
That's true.
Yeah, anyway, this is the Jedi holocron. So I got that. Let me turn it off so we get back to our show. Anyway, so that's a Jedi one. This is enough for me.
Oh, no, it's never enough for you.
It is enough. But that was fun going to Galaxy's Edge again. So I took a lot of video. So I've been collecting all this video. So I do plan on editing a video of all my experiences on Batuu at the Black Spire Outpost, as it says on the hat. I do plan on editing a video together. I'm busy working on some other projects. I'm working on Teach the World to Sing, which is the LA version's almost done. So once I get that done and get most of that project done, then I'll be editing a video that I'll be sharing with all you guys at Galaxy's Edge. Any person who is a Star Wars fan has to go to Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, most definitely, yes.
It is by far, it's like living a dream. And take it from me, the Star Wars First Mace, the original OM, you really do feel like you're in a different planet, a different world. You feel, and it kind of, it infects you, you know, because even though I've been, this was my second time, I feel like I'm not at home anymore. I feel like I miss my home. I feel like I belong there. And being a long life Star Wars fan and also part of the alumni of the original Star Wars, and I consider us the original Star Wars because we came out during the original trilogy time.
That's right.
So we're the OGs in the Star Wars universe. We're the OGs.
That's definitely true.
You just feel like you're at home. So if you're a Star Wars fan and call yourself a Star Wars fan, you have to go to Galaxy's Edge, or also go to when it opens in Florida or anywhere else in the world. Like if they open one in Paris or in China, go to it, guys. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. You do feel like feels magical. That's all I can explain. And it's what makes it so magical is even all the cast members, they're in character, so they don't break character. So that's what I love the most about Galaxy's Edge. So I'm gonna keep over the next few months. I'm gonna be sharing lots of videos and lots of stuff about Galaxy's Edge, and I hope you guys don't mind. I love sharing it with you guys.
No, I don't mind.
Thank you, Captain Rickster.
You're welcome.
Okay, back to why we're here today. We're here because we're going to do a review of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Cool.
And we're all excited to talk about this latest adventure with Peter Parker and Spider-Man and the Avengers. And before we do get started, though, let's go ahead and take a listen to the original trailer.
Everywhere I go, I see his face. I just really miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs.
What?
I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work. Because I am going on vacation.
Heads up. Nick Fury's calling you.
I don't really want to talk to Nick
Answer
Fury.
the phone.
Why?
Because if you don't talk to him, then I have to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. You sent Nick Fury to voicemail?
I gotta go.
You do not ghost Nick Fury.
What up, dorks? What's up? We're just talking about the trip.
I'm here in St. Marco Polo's. Oh,
I think MJ really likes me.
That reminds me when I first fell in love.
You're a very difficult person to contact, Spider-Man. This is Mr. Beck.
We could have used someone like you on my world.
Your world?
Beck is from Earth, just not ours. The snap to a hole in our dimension.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
We have a job to do, and you're coming with us.
There's gotta be someone else you can use. What about Thor?
Off-world.
Captain Marvel. Unavailable. But I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
What do you want, Peter?
I want to go back on my trip with the girl who I really like and tell her how I feel. MJ, I
am Spider-Man.
No, of course I'm not.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
You're right, you may not be ready, but this is my responsibility.
Saving the world requires sacrifice. Sometimes people die.
Oh my God.
I just always feel like I'm putting my friends in danger. The world needs the next Iron Man.
You going to step up or not?
I gotta get you guys out of here. Get on the jet. Who are you? I work with Spider-Man.
You work for Spider-Man?
I work with Spider-Man, not for Spider-Man. New plan.
That's Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yep.
That was just... The movie was great, I think.
Yes, it was. It was a great movie.
It really hit it on a lot of different levels. I feel like I'm seeing the Spider-Man from the comic books, and you could appreciate that, Captain Rickster, because
most definitely, yes.
You're a big comic book nerd and guru there.
You got that right.
So we went and saw Spider-Man Far From Home. It was just... It hit on so many different levels. It it started to introduce the love affair. And here we go, guys, for the spoilers. We're going to talk about the movie, so this is not a spoiler-free zone. So deal with it. But we're talking about the movie. So, like I said, it hit on so many different levels. You start to get to see the relationship develop with MJ.
Yes, you do.
And Peter Parker. And he wants to... What happens is they're taking a class trip to Europe, like a science trip or whatever from the school. And the movie starts off with them talking about how it has like a little tribute to Tony Stark and also the rest of the Avengers that died through Thanos.
Yes.
and what happened with the big Avengers war. And apparently when some of them came back, they went through what they call the blip.
Yeah, they call it a blip.
The blip, yeah, that's what it's called. Because some of them got to come back, and some of them came back just like they were normal, and some of them were 5 years older.
Yeah.
So they actually aged even though they were still in high school.
That's true.
And that was kind of a unique thing they did in the story there. So here they go. They're going to go on a class trip, and Peter wants to finally confess to MJ that he loves her.
That's right.
That he wants to get together with her, and he wants to, he wants to go, and she likes the Black Dahlia movie and the flower, so he comes up with this romantic idea to present on the Eiffel Tower, to present this Black Dahlia to her, and he's excited about it. Yeah.
And confess his love to her.
Yeah. But now suddenly Nick Fury needs to speak to him.
Yes.
So he's trying to get a hold of him, but Spider-Man just wants to go and enjoy his trip. He wants to be a kid. He doesn't want to deal with Nick Fury and the Avengers anymore. And so Happy, who also they set up, Happy's having a relationship with Peter Parker's aunt, Aunt May, and he's in love with Aunt May.
Yeah,
There's
really.
a lot of differences between this and the other Spider-Man movies. Like Aunt May is really hot and younger.
Yes, I know. In this one,
Yeah, it's not this. It's played by that Italian actress, and it's not someone who's young. Like it's someone that's young. I'm sorry, not older like the original Aunt May. Also, of course, MJ was a blonde, hot chick with a nice rack and everything else. Just let's keep this PG.
Yeah, PG.
But
in the comic book though, she's a redhead with a nice big rack.
Oh, it's not blonde. She's a redhead.
She's a redhead, yeah, with a nice big
nice rack.
Nice rack up there, yes.
Let's try to keep it PG.
I'm trying to. Just lost my train of thought there for a minute.
It's okay. So what happens is they go on this trip, and of course Nick Fury's trying to get a hold of Peter Parker at that time, and Happy's even trying to tell him, you need to not ghost Nick Fury. How dare you?
Yes,
Which
I know.
Is and Happy, who's played by Jon Favreau, great job. He's a great director. Everybody knows.
Oh yes.
So he's trying to tell him not to ghost him, and Nick Fury needs to talk to him. But of course, he once again, like I mentioned, wants to just go and have fun.
He wants to be a kid.
Yeah, he wants to be a kid, and he wants to confess his love to MJ and get that relationship
That's
moving
definitely
on.
true. Yes.
So, by the way, I mentioned earlier it was the person who played Aunt May is Marissa Tomei.
Oh yes,
from My Cousin Vinny movie.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Aunt May is hot, so.
Very, very hot.
And MJ is played by Zendaya, and I love Zendaya. She's a beautiful woman, and what I like about this is she really plays a different kind of MJ.
Yeah, she does.
She's not like trying to play like the other one, the bimbo, or the one with the redhead that you mentioned in a comic books.
Right.
And of course, Tom Holland is this Spider-Man. I like the way Tom Holland. I like his version of Spider-Man.
It's different.
I like that it reminds me more of the comics. He's a kid.
Yeah, he's actually a kid, like he's supposed to be in the comic book series.
Right. And one of the things I didn't like about and I like the other Spider-Man movies too with Tobey Maguire, but one of the things that bugged me was he didn't seem like a kid.
No, he was always acting like he was older than he was supposed to be.
Right. So I think that they really nailed this in the MC universe. They really, in these phases, they really nailed it with Tom Holland and this type of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
For me, they kind of nailed it. It's more like the comic books, with the exception of Zendaya playing MJ and Aunt May being the hot Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
They made their own changes. I like them all so far at this point. So what happens is, they go on this trip, and then suddenly they find out that when they're in Italy, in Venice, this creature made out of water starts attacking everything, and then comes in Jake Gyllenhaal, the actor Jake Gyllenhaal who plays Mysterio.
Yeah.
So he comes and he saves the day, and it's and Spider-Man kind of helps him a little bit, and he gets to know Mysterio. Yeah. And we find out that they're what do they call them? Those creatures?
Oh, they're elements.
Elements?
Yeah, the earth, wind, fire.
Right, but was it called elements or elementos, or what are they called?
Let's see.
What are they called? You said it. Anyway, it sounds like they could do their whole spin-off movie about these people.
Yeah, they could.
And then we find out that the Jake Gyllenhaal's character Mysterio is not from this Earth.
No, it's from a different Earth.
So Tom Holland, Peter Parker, Spider-Man finds out that there are multiverses.
Yeah.
So, which is really great. There's all these different planets, different Earths. It's pretty cool. The idea is very, very, very cool.
Oh yeah. It is.
Just a few weeks ago, Tom Holland was online on Twitter or on one of the social media accounts, and he mentioned he thought it would be cool, since there's this multiverse now, is if they brought all the past Spider-Mans together, like Tobey Maguire and all of them together, and I'll have them in one movie.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
I think that might be cool. What do you guys think? Do you think it'd be cool to have all the past Spider-Mans come out in this one Spider-Man movie?
I wonder what villain would bring out in that one. You'd have to bring out a good super villain on this one.
Yeah, you're right. You would have to.
Or multi villains on this one also.
Right.
Like the Sinister Six.
Right.
Would be good.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, he finds out that all these different elements are coming, and they need to enlist Spider-Man to help because everybody's off doing something. I think he said Thor was off world.
Yeah.
And everybody was too busy, so he needs Spider-Man's help. So they enlist his help because they
couldn't find anybody else.
Well, because they couldn't find anybody else, but Mysterio was they got his help because they destroyed his Earth. It was destroyed, and his family was killed, and it's pretty sad actually. Guess what happens after all of this? Peter Parker helps him. They end up killing the rest of them, and now they have the Fire One, which is the last one, and then everything's over. We find out that this was all a ruse.
Oh yes.
And it was all faked with satellites and technology, like holocrons and stuff like that. They created all this, and it was really Tony Stark's ex-employees who really wanted to try it. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Tony Stark gave Spider-Man the keys to his kingdom.
That's right. Yes.
And gave him he handed it all to him so he could control it. And he gave them these glasses that he put on, and those glasses could control everything. It was just mind-blowing.
Oh yes, it was, especially in a set of glasses like that.
Right. So they got all that together, and this Mysterio, it really wasn't Mysterio. It was really an ex-employee that was mad at Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He was faking all this because he wanted to try to grab back everything from him.
Yeah, everything that they made and stuff.
Right, and he wanted to become this new superhero. He wanted to create this new superhero, and he really wanted to be the next Iron Man.
Yeah.
Not
really.
Mysterio.
Not Mysterio, but back to the Iron Man stuff, yeah.
So, and he figures this out because MJ he was showing him this one thing she got that had his webs on it.
Yeah, it was a hologram.
It was one of those, it was a hologram, and he got to see that he was faking it, so that's how he figured it out.
Yep. And then that's when he told MJ who he really was.
Correct. MJ knew who Peter Parker was.
Only 67% she knew. He wasn't 100% sure yet until he opened up his mouth and said what he did. Then she became 100%.
That's so true, but I really like this MJ. It's a different type of MJ. She's kind of like a darker MJ. She kind of she's kind of like gothic.
Yeah.
So she's different, and it's kind of
Much
cool.
different, yeah.
It's cool. So it's different. So at least we're getting some stuff that's different here. So way to go, Marvel Universe, MCU. You're doing it right. Again, this movie was just spot on. I loved a lot of it.
Oh, it was great. It was actually a great movie, especially since I've seen it twice now already.
Okay, you little sneak.
I know. I snuck it in on 4th of July. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I almost snuck in and saw it because it came out on the 2nd.
Yes, it did.
I almost went on Tuesday, but I got too busy.
Yeah.
So.
But it was actually, to me, it's an excellent movie. I liked MJ, her character. I like Spider-Man's character this time too. He was actually really good at what he's doing, and I can't wait to see more of him and her and him and her both together inside the movies, stuff like that.
And speaking of that, you make a good point because they just announced that they signed Tom Holland to do 7 more Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, really, which is going to be great.
Which is cool because I can't wait to see this relationship with MJ develop more.
And I can't see what characters, villains are going to bring out for him too, since the Spider-Man universe is so huge in villains.
It is. The comics are just rich with characters for sure.
Oh yes.
So here at All4Sci-Fi, we have a rating system. It goes from 0 to 5. 5 being just perfect. 5 stars is we haven't given away a 5-star yet.
No, I haven't found one yet.
Not yet. And 4 stars means it's just still excellent. Very good movie. 3 stars means it's just kind of okay. If it goes below 3 star, anything from 3 stars and below, you don't have to go.
I wait till it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray.
That's our saying. We coined the phrase: if it's 3 or below, you don't have to go. Wait until, like Captain Rickster says, wait until it comes out. If you choose to see it at your own risk. We won't, anything is 3 or below, we don't really recommend.
Right.
And we've never given anything below a 3 anyway
not yet.
so far. We might. Hopefully we don't, because who wants to see a lousy movie, right?
That's definitely true.
Spider-Man Far From Home gets a rating of 4.25 stars.
And I agree with him on that one right there.
I don't think it's as good as some of the other ones we saw recently. It's not as good as the Avengers Endgame.
Oh, talking about that, they're also re-releasing it with footage that they didn't have before that was in there.
Yeah, they did that as well, but it's the Spider-Man Far From Home. Just it is. I think it's better than 4 stars, but I don't think it's as good as Avengers Endgame. And I don't think anybody needs to go see Avengers Endgame. I know their trick is they're trying to beat Avatar, so they're releasing some other stuff with it. But if you've already seen it, there's no need to go. I've heard from some people that those scenes weren't, the extra scenes they added, they weren't necessary, and they were kind of boring. And it was good that they did cut them out anyway. It was already a 3-hour movie, so you don't need to go see. And I'm not the type to say don't go see a movie I like again, but it's. I hear those extra scenes really don't add anything to it, since you brought that up.
Yes.
So, but Spider-Man Far From Home being at 4.25 stars, I think it's the second highest rated movie we've done this year. So
yes, it has.
It's definitely go see Spider-Man Far From Home. Enjoy the 2 hours and 10 minutes of the movie. And guess what? At the end of the movie, there's a bunch of end-credit scenes, so don't go anywhere. They have end-credit scenes all throughout the credits. There's like 6 different, not 6 different scenes, but there's like 6 different plot points that they're bringing up.
Right.
And then one of the big ones is we found out that Nick Fury is really not here. He's in space. He's working with the Skrulls.
That's what he's doing working with the Skrulls on this one.
Right.
And that might be the next Avengers, or maybe be the new Avengers coming out, would be the next enemy they have to fight, which would be the Skrull War.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Well, and some people think it might have something to do with SWORD, the Sentimental World Observation and Response Department. So, and we've been wanting to see that anyway. I know I have.
So have I.
So some people think that Nick Fury's working with SWORD, and on them monitoring other extraterrestrial threats. And it's not a huge leap, to connect SWORD if that is what's going on.
Right.
But we don't know for sure.
That's true.
But we'll see. In
time, it'll tell.
Well, yeah, with the implications going forward, though, there might be no doubt that they're going to explore that, I think, in Phase 4.
Yeah, me too.
I think in Phase 4 of the MCU, they might explore more of that. Also, at the end, Bugle.net, guess what they did? They exposed who Spider-Man was.
Oh, yeah, they did, yes.
They did. So now Peter Parker has problems because they just announced to the whole world
who he was.
That Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
That's right.
So what is he going to do? So is he going to deny it? Or is he going to finally admit that he's Spider-Man? MJ knows that he's Spider-Man now.
Oh, they even put
he admitted the truth to her.
Yes, they even put the picture of him not in his uniform, too.
Yeah, so perhaps he's tired of living a lie, and maybe do you think he's going to deny it? We'll see, I guess.
He ain't going to die yet.
Right. But it was kind of cool to see Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
It.
Yeah.
So that was everybody was clapping when that happened. It was cool to see him on screen.
You know who I missed on screen, though?
Who?
Stan Lee.
Yeah.
He was not there in this movie. It's so sad that he wasn't there, just playing his little bit part like he did on all the rest of them.
Did you? So he wasn't. I remember I had to leave for a minute, so he never popped up.
Never popped up in this one, no.
Well, God blessed you, and I know you moved on, Stan Lee. And let's dedicate this episode of AllForSciFi to Stan Lee.
Yes. Very, very great man.
Yes. He was. I met him a few times.
So I met him a couple times myself too, at comic book shows and different type trade shows and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
He's real friendly, real nice, easy to talk to.
Right. For sure.
He was never on himself. He was always for the other person.
Well, those are hard traits that we could all hopefully one day say that we could live up to some of that.
Right.
So this has been a great show, guys. We've had a great almost an hour here with you guys talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. talking about my adventures at Galaxy's Edge and getting some new toys, which I shared with you. The video is coming soon, so don't. Once I get done with this Teach the World to Sing thing, I'm gonna get on board. So within the next month or so, you're gonna have this great Galaxy's Edge stuff video that we taped. If you guys want to get a hold of us at all, or to give us comments or make suggestions on things we could do on future shows, or just want to say hi and you guys are doing a great job, great show, you could go to our official website, which is AllForSciFi.com. You spell it all out, AllForSciFi.com. Go to the contact page, drop us a note, give us suggestions about future shows, anything you guys would like to see. We would love to hear from everybody and hear all their comments, so please do that. Also, catch us on social media. We're on Facebook, we are at AllForSciFi, all spelled out, one word, and on YouTube, the same. So we welcome everybody, and in the future here, in the next few weeks, we're going to have a new show to announce.
Oh, yes.
Captain Rickster behind us is going to do his show. It's going to be called Comic Mania, which is all about comic books, since he is the comic book guru. So everybody out there who loves comic books, you're going to want to listen to Captain Rickster's show.
I'm getting some good information now, good stuff for the show to start.
So look for that coming in the next few weeks. He's going to have his own show called Comic Mania. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. It was a great show. Really. Until next week, remember,
be safe.
Be safe, and may the Force be with you. Live long and prosper.
Yep.
We're about everything sci-fi, and thank you guys so much. Take care.
Yep.
And stay safe this holiday weekend. God bless.
Yep.
All the music on today's episode was composed and written by Eric Walker. To learn more about Eric's music, please visit ericwalkermusic.com.